All right, everybody. This is a very important video. You are not going to want to miss a second of it. You are going to want to listen to each and every second of this video. Trust me. The number one word here is deception. Deception. There's a lack of transparency in a lot of gambling, including online casinos, mostly online casinos. This is going to be an eye-opener for you, and I'm taking a huge step by showing you guys this information. And I'm going to walk you guys through each and every moment, things that have happened in the past, and why I am where I am today, and why I am releasing this video now. Because I've had the information for a while. I've told you guys about it a while ago. Haven't released it. But I think it makes sense. We have a huge audience now. We're getting, just on YouTube, 20, if you include both channels, I don't know, 20 to 22 to 25 million views a month. We have a big audience. And I do not want you guys to have the blinders put on. I don't want you guys to see streamers make all of this money and then for you to mortgage your house or cash out your 401k to try to replicate what these people are doing, because it's not going to happen. I'm going to show you why. So let's go back. I'm going to show you guys a quick snippet in a video. I put this video out on January 26, 2025. It is titled, "I Have a Feeling We're Going to Smash a Record Jackpot." I want you guys to listen to about a minute of it, and then we're going to go on to what happens next.
And I want to tell you guys something. So a lot of people are like, why would you sign up with an online casino? I was offered, full disclosure here, I'm going to be very honest. So if you don't want to hear it, plug your ears, turn it off. About a year ago, just over a year and a few months ago, I was offered millions of dollars, right? Pushing like almost 3. It was a lot of money for an online casino deal with sweeps-based Pulse and McLuck. And they wanted me to play with house money. And I said from the beginning, I wouldn't do it. I will only play with real money. And I said, okay, well, I'll play with house money, but can I tell my followers I'm playing with house money? And they said no. I was like, well, what do you want me to do? And they said, I want you to tell them you're playing with real money. I was like, you want me to lie to them? And they said yes. Deal was done at that point. I passed up millions of dollars because I don't want to pull the wool over your eyes and play with fake money and say it's real. Honestly, then all of a sudden I show you a $100,000 hand pay or even higher. You can see my reaction is not real, as you can see with other channels that are doing this. And then all of a sudden you dump all your money with an online casino that there's really not a ton of regulation around. There's a lot of casinos like that. There's not a ton of regulation around, and they can do whatever they want. It's a wild, wild west. At the end of the day, I am looking out for you.
All right, guys. So my stance has not changed. I'm still looking out for you. All right. People will say, well, what do you get by doing this? Nothing. Guys, I could have signed with this company. I could have made millions of dollars, pulled the wool over your eyes while you put all your money into these online casinos, lose it, and I get rich on your expense. And I refuse to do that. Again, my channel has been based on transparency from the beginning. So in response to this video, it actually happened by another streamer. Would have been January 28th, right? A few days later. There was an unwarranted video that was smearing me, saying things that were not true. It's one of those things like, I didn't mention any other channels. I'm telling you what happened with me in that, if you smelt it, you dealt it. You guys have heard that before, right? So I'm going to ask a lot of questions in this video. I'm not really going to give you a lot of opinions. I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to ask questions. You guys can come up with your own opinion at the end of the day here. But why would this channel call me out and then throw out all of their bank statements and everything out, trying to smear me. And here's the thing, I did lose some subscribers that day, a lot of nasty comments. The video now has like 1,500 comments, okay? And I knew I had all of this in my back pocket to respond. I had a lot of stuff going on, all right? We were doing the Gigastar offering. We're doing, we just signed with Horseplay. We signed with DraftKings. We're working on that deal at the time. And I wanted to build my audience a little bit larger to let you guys know what's happening. It's very important that you listen to the rest of this. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go through this recorded conversation I had with Mick Luck and Pulse, all right? And I think a lot of this stuff is going to surprise you guys, because when they said it to me, I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I had a bad feeling about them from the beginning, and that is why I recorded a lot of conversations with them. I usually don't do that. This situation, you're going to see why I did it. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to this whole conversation. Again, there's going to be some spots we cut out. It's not selecting certain things in there. I want to go through, and I'm going to stop at individual points in here, and I'm going to discuss some of the things in here, in sort of defense of what, the other channel has said about me. So here we go. We're starting a little bit into this, and I recorded it with my cell phone. You guys are going to be able to hear everything here.
I wouldn't want to be influenced. So I've worked with, personally, I've worked with kind of before the days of influencers, but also with brand ambassadors, influencers, etc. in the past. I think a big part of it is, like you said, is like that authentic element and having that authentic conversation. That doesn't necessarily need to come boldly with a statement of my money, my loss.
So again, we're starting to talk here. I want to give you guys just a little bit of context here. So I had sent Ahmet, my attorney sent Ahmet an email on Friday, September 15, 2023. Said, our client received some text messages from you regarding his request to fulfill his contract without house money as requiring further legal compliance review. If he's going to do the contract, he needs to play with integrity to maintain the quality of his brand. As such, we have two options. Number one, he plays with real money and is paid accordingly to do so. Number two, he plays with house money and discloses the fact before each game and at intervals throughout the game, so he's not to lead people to believe his winnings represent something they are not. If either action or either option requires legal compliance review on your end, please do so. So this is what a lot of this conversation is about. Can I play with real money? And again, this is going to surprise you guys, because me listening to it again right now, I haven't listened to it in a year, probably. I knew I had it, but everything that I told you I had, I have receipts for. So buckle up, and we're even calling out the streamer that said all the things about me, and you're going to be able to make some interesting determinations on your own. Here we go.
Because ultimately, if you want to go down that road, I can come to you and say, actually, that's not your money, it's my money. I gave you that money to bet with us. So the argument could still stand if you want to fall under that. So I am keen for us to find a solution that would work for us. We are very keen to work with you. I think you have a great audience. I think you have a fun, engaging content that can really work well with us. And I wouldn't want to be sitting there. So I think one of the things that work really badly with influencers or ambassadors is when I dictate to you what you say and how you say it all the time. And that looks bad, and it's not authentic. But I think there is a way where you can, we can.
So I want you to realize what Dana's saying here is she doesn't want to tell me what to do because she wants to remain authentic. So about 15 minutes into this conversation, just wait and hear what she tells me I need to do.
You can, we can segregate the money into our accounts and still have it be extremely authentic without that huge element of risk for us.
Did you hear what she just said? She said, I want to segregate the money from our accounts or my accounts so it can be authentic. Okay, so one of the things that this other streamer put on there showed all his bank statements and all these losses and all this other stuff. So she's telling us how we have a way around it and we can show the world that we're playing with real money.
deception. In a recent turn of events, the most telling thing to come out of all this is that despite NG Slots' nearly 11-minute video on January 28th showing bank statements, credit card, debit card transactions, deposits, emails, all in an effort to support his oddly defensive stance that he's playing with 100% real money on Paulson McLuck, starting in about July of this year, 2025, so just over a month ago, he started adding a disclaimer to certain videos stating, and I quote, "No real money involved. No real money involved." Let that sink in. The disclaimer has now been added to no less than 19 videos over the course of the last month. Let me repeat this louder for those folks in the back. The influencer, NG Slot, who tried to smear me in a video where he swore up and down he was playing with real money on the Paulson McLuck apps, now admits that no real money is involved. Those are his own admissions, and they directly contradict the entire 11-minute video from January 28th.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
And there's a lot of other things that happen in this video that they tried to get me to sign and other things. I'm going to disclose it all to you guys, so keep listening.
Also, it is a partnership. If you play with your own money, you know there's one side is a winner, one side is a loser. For us, it's maybe not that important, but for us, it's more important that you're not on the losing end, obviously, of this partnership.
There you go. So Ahmet right there said he's concerned about me as a streamer being on the losing end and not making any money. Why? You know, I have my reasons. It makes sense for them to crank up the RTP for these streamers that are playing online to show massive wins. And then when you come and play, you're playing a totally different return to player. Because if they don't show big wins, no one's going to play, right? And there's a lot more coming up in this.
So that's why we also think it would be better for you to go with the original deal, because I understand you said no bullshit, but if you go to a land-based casino, you know, most likely you can read some of the slots better than others. I don't know if you're a long-term winner or not, but obviously we want to avoid that there is a loss at you and at the end of the day, you know, so.
Yeah, you're going to lose at the end of the day with gambling, and I tell everybody that. I mean, that's...
No, it's true. Like, I mean, we will win. We're the casino eventually, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're extremely lucky. But, so, I guess I don't agree with the fact that you're saying that, well, you're giving me the money anyway. Well, you guys would be giving me money because of my following and my brand that I've created. It's not like you're just throwing money at me like, here you go gamble. So I think it's something totally different. I mean, I'd be earning that and then putting that into the platform to play.
Okay, so right here we cut out about 2 minutes of footage. It was my attorney and them talking basically about Chumba. So what we know about Chumba had reached out to me, I think it was Cantina Media a long time ago. And as far as I know, they're playing with real money on there. So that's what they offered for me. There was no fake money. I have a whole bunch of things where I sort of set casinos up. Are you going to let me play with real money or fake money? You know, house money. I've asked a lot of casinos that. So as far as I know, Chumba is real. And what we had asked Dana here is, have you talked to compliance about us playing with real money? And here's her response.
We've had this discussion with our board and legal. I haven't seen the clause though specifically that states that we'd have to change the legal agreement we have. We'd have to change completely to fit these requirements. And the risk.
So I want you to think about that. They need to change everything completely so I can play with real money inside their company. And think about who's streaming for them at this time. We're going to keep going.
And the risk was around essentially making you play sweepstake coins, giving you sweepstakes and make you play with them, etc. And that's around that risk. That's kind of the fear over there around the legality of it. Because what necessarily, don't get me wrong, Chumba do a lot of things very well and do things, follow the law correctly, but obviously we use our own legal team and their own interpretation of the law can differ. and what we can and can't do. You know, there are a lot of things, you know, some things that Chamber does and we won't do, and vice versa as well.
So what Dana is saying, that they do not have a policy in place at this time to allow people to play with real money.
So from your perspective, this is your sticking point. You won't progress without that.
Well, my issue is I just don't want to show anything that isn't real. That's where I struggle. I want everything on my channel to be 100% authentic.
All right, so nothing has changed with me wanting to be authentic, right? And the struggle for me would be, again, to pull the wool over your eyes and play with fake money. I'm not going to do that. All right, so what we talked about a little bit in there, we talked about other influencers, how what they're showing is real or fake and how it can affect their channels. It gets crazier as it goes on.
Or they think I'm playing in my basement, and that's the thing. And then what it'll do is it'll discredit my, you know, when like yesterday I put a video out on YouTube where I hit like $27,000 jackpot, 26,000, somewhere in there. But it'll discredit that because you watch somebody like that Exposed. Do you guys know that guy? Exposed with the X? You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, is he really betting $1 million a hand of blackjack or whatever he says he's doing? And then you see him.
No.
Yeah, I've been working in this industry since 2016, and it looks like Dave has been doing this since even before that. Looks like she was in online poker in 2012. So she's been doing it a long time. These people have been doing this a while. I want you to listen to the things that Matt says here.
That's what people think, but so I'm working since 2016 with influencers, especially European influencers, you know, with starting with Twitch and then they moved to Peak, and then most of them working with stake.com. So there's basically the people who wants to play with real money, or the influencers, and I know them, who say once they look, this is our money, I'm betting. But
what? He's saying that people that are playing with their own money are not growing in his experience. So this is why you need to play with house money and make things seem so unrealistic, you know, that people still believe you. But we're going to keep listening.
the people like Rushdie, like Exposed, like Trainwreck, like Trainwreck basically says it's his own money, but obviously the deal is so structured that it's not his own money, are growing and growing, you know, because people want to see the action and no one actually can provide this kind of action with his own money because no one can be that rich, you know. I mean, not even Elon Musk could play that high level like these people play. I mean, they're burning 150 million a year.
What? So he just said there that not even Elon Musk could be burning 100 to 150 million a year like these people are losing. I want you guys to really think about the things that are going on here and try to relate this into the slot influencer world and the things that people are showing you. We're going to keep going. It gets even better.
Yeah, I don't.
To think about it, it's. I don't think you will make everyone happy at whatever you do. You know, even if it's totally everything, it's your money. Everything is authentic. I still would think that people will come. Okay, it's your money, but maybe you get the money back at the end of the month. You know, it could be anything.
What? He said, could play with my money and then we give the money back at the end of the month. Oh, there's one thing. Could other streamers be doing that? Keep listening.
If someone wants to, and I mean with the internet, you know, you have trolls all the time. So if someone really just had a bad day, you said, oh, you win 76,000, I just lost 5,000 yesterday in Vegas, you know. What an ass, you know, then he's writing, you know, that's not true. It's impossible to win this. So that's, I would say, people at the end don't really care, and you will always have some haters inside, you know?
So tell me that. Do you guys care? Do you guys care if people are playing with real or fake money? Do you just want to see the action? Do you just want to see a number on there, whether it's real or not? I don't, because I think it loses the authenticness of the video, right? It's not genuine. Is that what you want to watch? Do you want to watch fake stuff? Might as well watch AI then. I think Ahmet is wrong here.
My end goal is to get a affiliation with a casino and continue to build my brand. And obviously, I mean, how long is, I didn't realize MLuck is part of what you guys do, and that makes sense why NG is doing that as well. How long has NG been doing MLuck with you guys?
A month, really.
Yeah, and he's at a 3-year low for views right now. I don't really want to do that to my channel. But if it's real, it's different. Again, we're on a rocket ship. We're gonna hit like almost 11 million this month. But I'm just stating facts for you guys. It's not subjective. These are facts.
So yeah, what we need to know basically, I mean, how big is this blocker? Is this something I would like to do? If not, I could think about it.
Can I tell people I'm not playing with real money? Can I be honest with them?
No.
I have to tell them I'm playing with real money? I mean, because people are going to ask in the comments. What do you say to that? You say, it's my money?
Yeah.
Deception. That's where I'm coming in here. This is deception at its finest. They want me to tell you, I cannot say I'm playing with fake money. I must lie to you and say I'm playing with real money. Think about that response video. What did that say? I'm playing with real money. Do you believe it? Would you believe it if that influencer has been working with them for a month at this point? I've got more on that. Keep listening.
It's I can see where you're coming from. I'm not saying anything because I understand what you're saying. It's not like a...
Yeah, no, I get it.
So in order to move forward, we need to allow for you to do this, essentially is what you're saying, or be completely transparent about the fact that it's not real money and you don't want to do that.
There's a third option, but I can speak with... I can actually, maybe there's an option basically to say, but we need to internally obviously check it out, but something would state this, that we say, okay, look, we give you the funds, you need to wager it X times, and whatever you earn after this, but then there's also a real time limit on the streams, it's not that free. It needs to be a certain time and such things. So
I would have to see what those numbers look like. I understand what you're saying. It's like where you give somebody a deposit bonus and then they have to wager it so many times and they get a max amount. But I would have to see what that looks like if it really makes sense. Again, this has to be this has to make sense for me to move forward with it. Otherwise it's just going to damage my brand. And
I get you. Like ultimately you want to create content that is genuine, real within your brand, etc. So I completely get it. So by the way, we don't use the term wagering. It's played in our industry because obviously we don't wager. We're not a casino. So for normally the normal wagering or playing requirement from our perspective on any sweepstake coins is once. That's a standard one. So it has to be played at least once before it's withdrawn. But obviously, from your perspective, you would be depositing the money directly. You'd be depositing, buying gold coins and receiving sweepstake coins for free.
Yeah, or you guys are depositing in lieu of payment. You guys are depositing that in my account. I'm not sure what the best way to do it is. I'm not sure how you guys would do that, but
yeah, that's a part where it's where it becomes awkward from a legal stuff.
I get it. Yeah. So you would have to pay me, and then I deposit money. That's probably the cleanest way to do it.
We have to figure. I need to figure it out to see if it's doable. What our legal team says, and kind of what the shareholders also say, because they need
Again, nobody has done this before at this point. Nobody has done this.
because they need to have a call on this as well, because this could have yes, casino does always win eventually. But there's still an RTP there that we need to consider. There's still a chance you can hit one of our jackpots with our money. So
did you just hear that? She's concerned that I could hit one of the jackpots with her money, their money.
So
What's the biggest jackpot you can hit?
So we had somebody hit a McJackpot last couple of weeks for $500,000.
Okay.
That was the biggest, and that was somebody who was actually playing really small amounts. I think there were 1.2 sweepstake coins played.
500,000.
Yeah, but that's the beautiful. That's the whole. That's why McJackpot's amazing. That's the USP for McJackpot. You can play on any one of our games with any amount, and you can win the jackpot.
That's wild.
We're setting the dream here, and the dream is anybody can play, anybody can win.
Okay, so what we talked about before this is just some like behind the scenes filming and like what I would do with the channel. It's just all technical kind of stuff. So at this point, I'm talking about another streamer, looking at their views and commenting how they're sort of poor with the McLuck and Paul's streams.
Yeah, I'm looking at his views on YouTube now. I mean, they're not very good for the live on McLuck and on Paul's as well. It's just, it's not great. So, and that's what ends up hurting his channel, unfortunately. So my goal is to get a lot more views. And I think this is how it happens. Obviously, this is different. We're sort of, I'd sort of be a trendsetter here. And I would be very clear with everyone that everything is my money. I mean, I've had actually people casinos offer me to play with fake money on tables. And I've said no. It would be great because I mean, last year I lost $1 million gambling, a little bit more than that. This year I'm down maybe 300,000. And my goal at the end of the year is to break even because I want to make all my money from the revenue from the platforms.
It's another thing people don't realize. At the level I play, I've had a year where I lost almost $2 million gambling, and I make it back from social media and hopefully get brand deals like this or side play. Obviously the DraftKings, the horse play. But again, with all of those, I'm being transparent with everything. But gambling, it's real. You're going to lose. If you're doing advantage slot play in a real casino, that's different. You're not going to win in the long run online.
But the current deal we have is 50K a month with if you reach a certain amount of FTPs total in 6 months, it will be bumped up. So the CPA is currently of $75 with a $10 baseline. Would you be willing to go a little bit down on this if we let you play with the money?
It would actually go up. If I'm gonna play with my own money, it would go up. In the end, I'm gonna lose. I mean, I know you guys are worried about me winning, but with the amount of time that I have to put into this thing, I know I'm gonna lose in the end. And I know your concern is...
If you play half an hour, you basically play 4 hours. This is nothing. I mean, this is basically, I can do it in my evening time. After job, I play 4 hours. It's like...
No, I can, but you can't. You have to make... So I've gone live every day for 39 straight days on YouTube and Facebook, showed hand pays on every single stream. What I ended up doing by doing that is made my content too available for people, and they couldn't keep up. They couldn't watch it. You can't put too much out. You put too much out, they can't keep up, and they're just going to be done with it. And that's the major issue. You have to make people really want to see. It has to be quality, not quantity. That's my perspective on this thing, but it would have to, the amount would go up. I mean, otherwise, I'm going to go live 8 times or a little bit more than that, right? Depending on the month, but twice a week for 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending what I'm doing. And I don't know what my bankroll is every time, 20 grand. I
I mean, there's times I'm going to lose 20 grand in a half an hour. And there's times I'm going to win, but more than likely, I don't know what the RTP looks like. I haven't really played these, so. I mean, I'm not interested.
The RTP is available for each and every one of our games as well.
Yeah.
We have transparent with that.
I'm just not interested in doing this and then, you know, losing 100 grand a month. So it just has to make sense for me.
But so how much does it go up then? The CPA part.
I think Ian and I are just gonna have to discuss this if this is something that you guys are willing to move forward with. We just have to sit down and make sure we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, we need to investigate from our side what's feasible around the playing of your own funds. That's kind of the biggest question.
Yeah.
Have you ever played for a casino? I guess this is the first time, right?
I mean, I've played them, but I have not streamed anything. I've played them when I was younger, and historically, I have not won anything. I mean, one time I won a whole bunch of money on an online casino, and they didn't let me withdraw it. It was the same thing you were talking about earlier. It's like, oh, you know.
Which one was it?
I don't remember. It was honestly probably 2010, and I had won like $45,000 on my $500 deposit or something, and then they only let me take out like $1,000. It was stupid, and they take the rest of it. So they won.
That was the times. Yeah, I think though we just discuss internally, and we need to talk to legal shareholders, and need to see if we are willing to do this.
Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt for you guys. I want this to make sense for everybody, and I want it to be a long term. Again, I'm not looking just to sign something, you know, get these checks from you, and then, you know, run away into the sunset. I want to make sure this is profitable for everybody, and that's my main concern.
Yeah, ultimately that's the goal. The goal, because obviously, if it doesn't work for either of us after a couple of months, we'll all want out.
Yep.
So it is the goal of making it work, and that is with us supporting you in terms of, you know, helping you create shorts if need be, helping you about what you post, etc., across social to not make it repetitive.
Yep.
For your audience, or too salesy as well. I think if you become too salesy as well, your audience gets fed up.
I agree.
With it.
I agree.
There is a medium there.
Yep.
So we just need to think about how it's going to work. Let me look into the you playing with the funding money. We need to understand for that kind of what you plan to invest back to help us understand. So say you're planning to stream, I don't know, X amount of times per month. What will you be spending or from the fund? So are you looking, and what you're actually thinking per play? What are you rolling?
I mean, I'm going to have to be in. I think every stream I've got to buy in for 20 grand. I mean, I think that's realistic to what I'm doing here every day. And I mean, once in a while, maybe I buy in for 50,000. If it's a really big celebration, I might buy in for 100 grand and play blackjack when that shows up. But yeah, I mean, realistically, if we're doing 8, you know, twice a week, 8 to 9 streams a month, could be in for $160,000, $180,000. I mean, more than likely, I'm not going to lose it all.
What is the stake you're gonna play normally?
Blackjack would be probably up to $5,000. I mean, I play live up to $10,000 a hand by 3 hands. You know, if I'm winning. Slots, I don't know. I play up to, I don't know, $12.50 a spin in real life. Is online worse? I'm not sure.
But how many of them have 12.50? It's like if most of them have a maximum of 250 or 500, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I could play 2,500 on Dragon, but I haven't. I mean,
but I mean, what is the stake or limit you want to play with us?
I mean, my spins are usually minimum of $50.
Okay, so between 50 and 100. It's safe to say, right?
Well, 50 to 250, I would say, realistically. I mean, it just depends.
We have even 250. I think max is 100 anyhow, right?
Max is $100 on your machines, really? Okay.
I think it depends on the game and the supplier as well.
You guys do buy the bonus too? I haven't really.
Yeah.
You guys have that option as well. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I would do it once in a while. And it's all
basically.
It's all about clickbait.
Getting a bonus in a normal way, because obviously buying a bonus is
100 times.
It's a quickie, you know.
Yeah.
In and out. So it makes more sense to actually hunt for the bonus, but obviously then you have some of the slots where it just makes sense to do the bonus buy, and some of them then basically have it running the normal slots, or they do it simultaneously. But I think the best option is always to, look, at the end of the day, maybe you're up 30K, I don't know, let's say, and then do some bonus buys, So as a dessert.
Exactly. Yeah, so I mean, I'd be all over the place with betting. I'm not $1 a spin guy, or even $5. So it's not going to change when I play online. So I've just played your free apps or whatever, your free casino. I have not deposited any money.
Made a purchase.
Yeah, I've not done that yet.
No, I'm saying we don't say deposit in our...
Make a purchase. Yeah, okay. I get it.
You got the letter now. We get a letter with what we can say, what we can't say. So it's not that much, but...
No, I understand that.
Okay, yeah.
I guess you guys would have to get back to us with what you'd be looking for sort of the rollover and what that would look like, and then we'll get back to you on what we'd be looking for. And if you guys can get in there and work quickly, we can too. It's up to you guys. I know we're working in different time zones, but
time zone is not less than issue. What time is you guys?
9 a.m. now.
9:30 for us.
Yeah, so not really issues. I have to be over here. Yeah, I have to have a chat with the shareholders and see. They were extremely reluctant to do so, but I'll pick it up with them. But I think if it is going to work, it needs to be we need to figure out the full plan before we progress to signing.
Yep. I agree. Yep. Just I guess we'll wait for you. Just let us know, and I appreciate your time. All right. So it was a long phone call. I wanted to play the whole thing for you guys so you don't think I'm like sort of cherry picking things out of it. I mean, you guys heard everything in there except for some things that my attorney said. It was a long phone call, and it's disturbing to say the least. They want me, this is the definition of deception. They wanted me to play with house money, but tell you it's real money. That violates every FTC regulation out there. Look that up. What do you guys think? So, some of the other things that they said are they would find a way to, essentially make it look real by putting money in different accounts and putting money back and forth, or give me money back. So what did this other influencer show you guys? So if you watch the video, what does he talk about? It says, me, Mr. Handpay, I have no relationships with other big slot channels. I'm going to tell you guys something. I think this is very important. You guys need to understand. I am a very good judge of character, and birds of the same feather seem to flock together. So just look at some of the comments on the video by some of the biggest slot channels out there. Why would you support a guy like this? You know what's going on. Are you doing it too? And some people, if you read all the comments in his other video, there's 1,500 comments. A lot of them are trashing me. There's not a lot of in support because they're on, his channel, saying I'm jealous and other things. I'm going to tell you, I'm not jealous at all. I don't even watch a lot of these other channels. And you know why? I don't have time for it. We have 14 employees in this company. We are very busy doing what we're doing. And why am I doing this? I'm looking out for all of you. I need you guys to have your eyes open. Don't put your blinders on and demand transparency from casinos. Why do you think I don't play at some of the casinos even here in Wisconsin? There's no transparency. Why? In Milwaukee, there can be no competing casino within 45 miles or the taxpayers have to subsidize the casino's losses. Did you know that? What did the state also say? The return to player has to be between 80 and 100% with no transparency. What would you pay if you had a business and you want to make money? It's a for-profit business. And I said this on my video from January. I said, I am telling the truth about a huge company. Huge company. If I'm wrong, sue me. Has anybody sued me? No. Will anyone sue me after this video? I hope so. Bring it on, because all I do is spit the truth. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't know why that other video came out. Like I said, whoever smelt it, dealt it. Is there middle school jealousy? Maybe. You know, with all the other channels, I believe that all of us could have brought each other up instead of tearing each other down. Another thing I see over there, it says, I've been on YouTube since 2017 and I've never had any issues with any other influencer or person in my life unless they try to question my honesty or tarnish my name. That is also a lie if you've been around this for a long time. There's bullies in this industry. And some of them are people he hangs out with. And I've said this before. I am built for this. They can come at me and say all the stuff that they want. All I do is document. And at the end of the day, when things get to be the right point, I'll be the one filing a lawsuit. Sit tight for that. So here's another thing. I've talked to a lot of other influencers who have had deals or have deals with McLuck and Paul's and some of their other brands. And they were all, you know, under the same thing. They have to sign these NDAs, which I refuse to sign. I want to tell you, on Friday, October 13th, 2023, they reached out and they wanted to pay my attorney's fees with this, which was interesting. So then they said, we'll pay your attorney fees, but before we progress, may I ask that we sign a mutual NDA? Happy to sign a U.S. Pacific one. From the agreement, it'll be different than our standard one. And we said, no, we're not going to sign it. Why did they want me to sign an NDA? Because they panicked internally because they knew they screwed up. And if I would have signed an NDA, I would not have been able to do this. And everybody now that does work with them has to sign an NDA. I've heard about that. But transparency is a must in this industry. And I think it's important that influencers need to be held to a higher standard. Have morals. Don't try to screw these people just for a quick payday. It doesn't make sense. You're ruining lives. Be transparent, online casinos, all casinos. Be transparent. But guys, that is all I have for today. All I'm doing is spitting facts. And the other channel, what do you say at the end? Mic drop. You know, I could do the same thing. Realize, this is no BS. I don't lie. I'm transparent. And I've been this way from the beginning. And I plan on doing it moving forward. So, there's going to be some people that are going to talk some smack about this video. Say, why are you doing it today? I don't know. I think it's time. We're going to push this video out to the world. I want everybody to see how much deception is out there. I need you guys to watch for yourself. We showed you everything. But just remember, at any point in life, anything you say could be recorded. Remember this, Wisconsin's a single-party consent state. Only one person in a party of two needs to know that conversation's being recorded. That's why this was legal. But this is what I've got for you guys today. You know, a multi-million-dollar deal did not take place because I have integrity and I refuse to pull the wool over your eyes. But let me know what you think of this video. Hopefully I'm safe and nobody comes after me. But you never know in this world. It's crazy. But I'm making a choice to put this out there and to protect all of you. So that is all I have today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you real soon.